We'll continue with Chapter 9. What part of living away from home did you like the best? Jamie answered first. Not having a schedule. Claudia became impatient. But Jamie, we did have a schedule, sort of. The best I could manage under the circumstances. That wasn't the most fun about running away. What was the most fun part for you, Claudia? First it was hiding, not being discovered. And after hiding became easy, there was Angel. Somehow Angel became more important than running away. How did Angel become involved with your running away? I purred. I won't tell you, Claudia answered. I put on my surprised look and asked, why not? Because if I tell you how Angel got involved, it would be telling you too much else. Like telling me where you've been all week? Maybe, she answered coolly. Why don't you want to tell me that? I told you before, it's our secret. Oh, you don't want to lose your bargaining weapon, I crowed. Is that why you're not telling me where you stayed? That's part of the reason. The other part is, I think the other part is that if I tell you, then I know for sure the adventure is over. And I don't want it to be over until I'm sure I've had enough. The adventure is over. Everything gets over. And nothing is ever enough. Except for the part you carry with you. It's the same as going on vacation. Some people spend all their time on vacation taking pictures so that when they get home they can show their friends evidence they had a good time. They don't pause to let the vacation enter inside of them and take that home. Well, I really don't want to tell you where we've been. I know, I answered. Claudia looked at me. Do you know I don't want to tell you? Or do you know where we've been? Which do you mean? Both, I said quietly. I resumed eating nolles et fromage en casserole. Claudia looked over at Jamie. Jamie had slipped down in his seat and had thrown his napkin over his face. Claudia jumped up from her seat, grabbed the napkin off of Jamie's face. Jamie quickly threw his forearms where the napkin had been. It slipped, Claudia. It slipped out. Jamie's voice was muted, since his forearms were protecting his mouth. Jamie, Jamie! That was all I had. All we had. The only thing we had left. I just forgot, Claude. It's been so long since I've had a conversation with anybody but you. You shouldn't have told her. You heard me say to her that was our secret twice. Now everything is lost. How can I get her to tell? You had to go and blab it all. Blabbermouth. Jamie looked at me in sympathy. She does get emotional. Claudia, I said, be seated. She obeyed. I continued. All is not lost. I'm going to make a bargain with you, both of you. First of all, stop referring to me as her. I am Mrs. Basil E. Frankweiler. Then if you give me all the details of your running away, if you tell me everything, I'll give you a ride home. I'll leave Sheldon, my chauffeur, drive you home. Claudia nodded no. She nodded no. A Rolls Royce, Claudia, and a chauffeur. That's a very fine offer, I teased. Jamie said, how about Claude? It beats walking. Claudia squinted her eyes and crossed her arms over her chest. It's not enough. I want to know about Angel. I was glad that I wasn't dealing with a stupid child. I admired her spirit, but more I wanted to help her see the value of her adventure. She still saw it as buying her something. Appreciation first. Information now. Nevertheless, Claudia was tiptoeing into the grown-up world. I decided to give her a little shove. Claudia, James, both of you, come with me. We walked single file through several rooms to my office. For a minute, I thought I was a leader in the game, follow the leader. Jamie caught up with me and said, for an old lady, you sure can walk fast. Claudia then caught up with Jamie and kicked him. We arrived at my office. I motioned for them to sit down. Do you see those filing cabinets along the wall? I asked, pointing to the south wall. Those are my secrets. In one of them is the secret of Michelangelo's angel. I'll share that secret with you as the rest of my bargain, but now my information is more important than yours. So you must have a handicap. The handicap is that you must find the secret file yourself, and you have 1 hour to do it. I turned to leave and then remembered. And I don't want my files messed up or placed out of order. They're in a special order that makes sense only to me. If you move things around, I won't be able to find anything, and our whole arrangement will be off. Jamie spoke. You sure know how to nervous a guy. I laughed and left the room. I tiptoed into the large closet I have next to the office. From there I watched and listened to all they did. Jamie got up immediately and began opening file drawers. Claudia shouted, "Stop." He did.